Welcome back to the third quarter of the Bobby003 Show, and my sidekick, Mr. Andrew Guitros.
Good morning.
And we do have a few obituaries, and yesterday, which was Tuesday, we tape on Wednesdays. We tape it on Wednesday. I went over to Scott, Louisiana, and visited with the family of Miss Molly Domingue, age 87, who passed away. And I got to knowing Miss Molly and her husband, Mr. Fred Domingue, really well over the years over at Evangeline Downs racetrack. They were regulars. They sat in the same place since we've opened the new Evangeline Downs here in Opelousas. And they were regulars, and beautiful, loving couple. You know, when you the love for each other showed up, and became known to me in recent months that she was having cancer treatments, and I think it's something that occurred in the last 6 months to a year, or even maybe a little less, Andrew. But just a real sweet couple. Mr. Fred and actually Bobby Duhon, who I'm close, and we have a picture of Bobby in the photos we're going to be showing, and they were business partners years ago in a large plant, fabrication, but it wasn't a machine shop plant.
There we go.
In Scott, Louisiana, in Scott. So anyhow, while I was visiting with Mr. Fred and some members of the family, and of course Bobby was there, Bobby Duhon was there, a young man came up to me and talked to me. I want to say boy, but he's a young man. He says, Mr. Bobby, he says, I'm a rook. He says, Cindy Prudhomme is my mama over at Sycamore Point. She owns a condo about 3 doors down from my condo there. I said, well, I wouldn't recognize you because when I see you out there, you have shorts and a T-shirt or a bathing suit, and y'all are playing and having fun. He says, yes, his name is Rook. He says, this is my wife, Molly, and a granddaughter of Fred and Miss Molly's granddaughter. And she looks like a young kid, and she's actually a graduate of college and a school teacher. So they grow up real fast, and I know that they were very proud of her, and I know that Miss Cindy is proud of this young couple. They're going to do well. You can tell in the smiles they have. And another one is this young lady who was on the way to work yesterday, Tuesday morning. This accident occurred on I-49 between Opelousas and Lafayette. I think it happened maybe near Gilboa Road. I know the congestion was in that area there. And her name is
Robin Jeffers.
Robin Jeffers, age 33 years old. And apparently she was one of the lead teachers there because the kids really looked up.
They have that new biomedical program where it's sort of between high school and a trade school type environment where you're learning your trade and your career as you go into high school on the actual campus of OHS. And she was one of the lead teachers in that program.
And the Saints try to add some perspective. What you thought about RG3?
I can tell you this, he looks huge when you're way behind. When you're far away and way behind, he looks huge because he was so far ahead of the Saints Sunday. I rarely get a chance to watch the Saints season open. A lot of times I'm watching the Cowboys, but the Cowboys were on Wednesday. So I got to sit down and watch the Saints, and boy, it was just wasn't the best time to see him. But RG3 was composed. He worked hard.
I don't think you're going to hear his real name anymore.
No,
it's RG3. And I got used to it. Now I'm saying it.
And he's in New Orleans, from New Orleans. The family comes out of New Orleans.
New Orleans. Didn't live there that many years growing up.
But the parents did.
But they did, and he also let them know he was happy to play his first regular game, NFL professional game, at the Superdome.
Then the whole family
Because
could
he
come see him.
visited when
Yeah.
he was a youngster and had his own.
Well, he went to school right there in Texas, so the family in Louisiana, the family in Texas, all could come and see him. So, I'm glad for him. He did well. I'm not glad for, boy, did you see Devery had gotten a very tough hit on him in the game?
Yeah, I saw that. I watched most of the game and I listened to the rest of it on the way home.
I didn't see him on the injury report, but Devery, get good, get better, make sure your head's okay, because they hit him hard.
Yeah. I don't think it's anything, because he walked off.
Yeah, he did.
That was the good thing is he got to walk off. And the Saints lost last year. I want to make that mention. They lost the first game last year, and the players were quick to bring that out. Don't give up on us because we lost this first game.
It just take them a little while to get
same thing.
stable.
Yeah, and they don't have that coach. And let me tell you, this young coach Peyton is the top-ranked coach in the United States and in the NFL league.
And they had no film on RG3 in the pros. You didn't know what he was going to do because you didn't have nothing. There's no last year to compare it to. He's brand new. So, for all they knew, he'd run instead of throw.
And he didn't run that many times.
You didn't have to. He was eating them up.
And Evangeline Downs closed up
the season.
The season Saturday night. I understand they had a nice turnout. They had two large quarter horse races as the last two races, because they were canceled due to Hurricane Isaac. They were actually to be held. The trials were held over at the fairgrounds, but due to having to move all the horses out, it would have been too expensive for all the trainers to come back and all. So they held those two races over here, and that kind of helped draw a nice crowd in itself. And the winners of the trainers and the jockeys, I'll give you all a rundown on that next week.
All right, how about Dixie Storage? All your storage needs, personal and commercial, throughout St. Landry Parish. They've got a big unit for you. Everything from small units, if you want to just put a handful of things in there. Maybe you just put in a handful of those trophies that you won over at the track with those great horses you have, and you don't have room to put on your shelf anymore. Or if you're trying to put a little bit of furniture in there to try to do some renovations at your house or send off to a kid in college, maybe they're going to use some of your old furniture, they can handle that. They've got railroad spur access. If you've got huge things coming in for your business and commercial, they've got huge loading docks that your 18-wheelers can back up into. They've got Dixie One Trucking that can finish delivering your loads for you. If they go into any of the supply centers around here, they can finish doing that load or do inventory control between their warehouses here for you as well. They've got the reception hall in the old bingo parlor. Import barrier handles up to 300 people if you're looking for that. And A-plus glass, personal and commercial glass in Lafayette and in Opelousas.
Good.
Carl's Thrifty Way. Go by and get your prescriptions filled at Carl's. They can help you out. Everything from over the counter, under the counter, behind the counter, side of the counter. They can handle all that for you. If you need to, you're watching some of your nickels and you want to use some of the generic type drugs, they can do that. If you got 2 or 3 prescriptions you're taking and it gets to be confusing, that I take this pill, not take that pill, whatever, they can compound multiple medicines together to make it easier for you to take. That way when you're traveling, you don't have to have that tackle box, as I say, with all them little compartments. They can put some of that together, make it easier for you. And don't forget about the gifts there and home decorating ideas too at Carl's Thrifty Way.
And I've got to go and pick up some medicine that I called in renewal on a prescription. And we have a few minutes. Let's show a few
Photographs?
pictures.
Yeah, let's go.
Must have been last Tuesday night, stopped by King's Truck Stop to have dinner and met 2 real nice talkative guys. Not everybody wants to talk with you, Bobby, but most of them do. And these 2 I found to be very interesting. And I'm talking about, in the red shirt is Kevin Cuvelier, and in the kind of gold shirt is his first cousin, Elton Cuvelier. And Elton, I think, comes from the Franklin area, Kevin from the New Iberia, but all cousins there, and learned that they are carpenters, and they've been working for their cousin, Lee Lang. I spoke about Lee Lang and the beautiful horse farm that he just built recently, just put into operation southwest of Opelousas near Christ the King Catholic Church there. And these are the 2 young men that are doing the carpentry work. And their father, Kevin's father, is a a carpenter himself, and he built boats, wooden boats, and all of that. And you can watch them on your computer internet, River Logs. They actually, but it's spelled LOGUE.com. River, LOGUE.com, and you can learn more about what I'm telling you about this family.
Excellent.
And their interest in they're natives, in other words, of the area, and hard workers. And let's get another picture.
We're over here at the horse sale.
At the horse sale, that is correct.
Equine Sales of Louisiana.
And that was a real huge success, I might add. This is one of the pickers, the catchers. I call them the catchers. They're looking for the bids. They pick up the bids.
There's one of the horses there.
One of the horses there. The facility is excellent.
Yeah.
Nothing but compliments. This young lady here, just give me a second. She is the editor of Louisiana Horse, which we all get a copy of, and her name is Linda McClellan. And sorry that the picture kind of came out blurry. There were the shadows in the background. There was a glass window in the back. And Bobby is not a professional, so I shouldn't have taken that. Now look at this young fella here, Sean David from the New Orleans area. He and his dad are successful trainers over here and owners of horses. And this is Bobby Duhon, and I can't think of the gentleman that's his friend right here. This friend is from the Kaplan Abbeville area, if my memory serves me correctly. These two young ladies, this on the right is Mary Kay, and on the left is Kelly. And they were there interested in, what's happening at this area. And they were both going over to Toby's Little Lodge Saturday night to listen to Little Kenny and pass a good time. Hopefully they went, and hopefully they had a good time. And this young man here,
that was your picker.
I think that's correct. I think that's Curtis Clark, sitting down in the cafe having a hamburger. And the hamburgers and all the other foods were prepared by Barry's.
Barry Reeves?
Barry Reeves Crawfish Boil on South Union Street.
Got you.
And did a great job and really worked hard. I was interviewed by Channel 3 about what took place there, and it was on the afternoon news. And I asked the young man that was taping, I said, how did it come out? And he put his thumb up, so I guess we did all right. I didn't get to see it. I missed the 5 and 6 o'clock news. And these are people that, of course, I met while I was there. And on the left is Karen, my neighbor, Jerry Falgo's lovely wife, and Mr. McFadden and Miss Wedner. Is it Wedner? I have it right here somewhere. I'll get it. Anyhow, Dr. Curley's wife from the Lafayette. And of course, they have a big veterinary clinic at Cropper Crown, which is kind of part of this, but two different ownerships. Right. Mr. Harold Foreman owns into both of them. And
there's former UL standout, New Orleans Saints standout, and Carolina Panthers standout, Jake Delhomme.
Jake Delhomme, and Jake bought the highest, and a nice guy. Bought the highest price horse there.
Can I ask how much?
It was in the paper, $70,000.
Come on.
Beautiful animal, beautiful animal.
They all eat the same amount, though.
Well,
70,000 or 5,000 need the same.
That's correct.
Your fixed bills are the same.
Yeah.
So. We're going to have to go to a break for 1 minute. We'll come back to pictures.
Yeah, we've got a few more
pictures.
pictures.
Funny stories on the Bobby Dupree Show.